I was live a second ago, but we had some tech issues. So now this is as much a screen test as it is a life update. So wanted to say hi. So much has changed. Like so much has changed from not being in the Bay Area anymore to also just making sure you can see everything. To also not being vegan anymore and just changing the way I feel about the online space and the wellness space. So yeah, to start, I moved and I'm back closer to family now, which I needed. So that's happening. And then yeah, the Midwest just feels like so much more of a soul affirming place to be for me. I'm a Midwest flower, and as much as I used to buck against that, that's just the way I grew up. And even from a cultural standpoint, because we have very different cultural, you're gonna hear an echo probably, but we gotta test the audio. But weird, I probably shouldn't do that while I'm on camera. But yeah, weird cultural differences, subcultural differences, like talking to people when you're in the grocery store and stuff. Very different. Just as far as, oh hey, the audio works. Cool. So then I will turn that off. Okay, so we've screen tested, we're good. So I'm gonna warm up while I'm doing this too. Yeah. So anyways, the Midwest just feels right for my heart and soul to be here. So I'm happy to be back. That said, even though I moved in 2021, like, again, cultural difference, subcultural difference. The way COVID was being handled in the Bay was very different from how it was being handled here. So I had to get over some immense fear, if we're being honest. I was also so depressed and grieving super hard, just because I wasn't doing this as a day job anymore. And that, I don't know, in this culture it's like, especially with my specific generation, the whole like do away with the 9 to 5 is a huge thing everybody's trying to do. So I felt guilty and I felt sad, and even though you shouldn't, because like a day job is what pays the bills sometimes. Yeah, I was just dealing with a lot of that, and it took a lot. I wish I could say I got over it quickly and gracefully, but I did not. And that trudged up other issues. And so, in the midst of that, I also decided not to be vegan anymore, just because it wasn't working for my body. Side note, a vegan life is good for some and not for all, as with anything. So definitely, like, as you're looking at your life and your lifestyle as far as like food goes, make sure that you're taking the necessary steps to do what's right for you and not just on trend. Because I didn't do that. I was like, yay, veganism. Everybody else in the wellness world does it. But with my metabolism and honestly some gene mutation stuff that I wasn't aware of at the time, veganism was probably not the best idea in the world. So I ended up screwing up my hormones and a bunch of like gut stuff that I wasn't aware of. Side note, your gut is deeply tied to your mental health, so be aware of that. And I am still, after 3 years, trying to get all that back on track. So, more screen test stuff. So yeah, aside from like not being able to eat and then weird body changes, depression, anxiety, and then grief from a mental standpoint as well as a life standpoint because I lost some people. This has been crazy. In the midst of all that as well, I've also been like reevaluating the online space. It doesn't feel authentic to show up as much as I used to. Just because now it feels like, and maybe other creators feel like this too, it feels like you're almost forced to like show up and post 10 stories a day or like comment in a certain way on certain profiles and create using certain templates and stuff like that. And it just feels gross and inauthentic and a little mass produced or something like that. Like I don't want to create something that feels like it should be in a Costco because it's a template 9 million other people use. Whether that be a specific sound bite from, oh hey, it all works. Look at that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do text while doing this. Yeah, so I just want to make sure that when I do show up in this space, first of all, that, okay, yeah, the audio is working too. Had to test that, y'all, sorry. I want to make sure that when I do show up in this space, that I'm being real, because that's obviously part of it. Like, I'm not going to get on here and just make a thing to be making stuff. Also, with the comfort of a day job, too, I can do this for free, luckily, and not worry about, doing a monkey dance so that I'm making X amount of bucks, which is helpful. So now I've kind of come to terms with the day job thing. And 3, like, I don't want to overextend myself. Like, to come to these spaces and have the capacity to do so is so important, because you'll be able to tell if I'm burnt, or any creator is burnt and just making something because it's on trend, like a get ready with me or my morning routine or whatever. So as I come back into this space, I am still very much going to be protecting my own time and my own space. Like, you're gonna get videos from some very specific settings. You won't see things like, I don't know, a get ready with me or something, because I don't think it's appropriate for the internet to be in my bedroom. Like, it's just a growth and maturity thing in my online space life that I've come to terms with and had to be aware of before I came back. So yeah, I feel like that was more talking and wiggling around than it was a warm-up. But now you kind of know where I'm at. And hopefully, yeah, looks like we got about an hour or so. So I'm gonna get off here and do some regulatory stuff, just to get my warm-up on and meditate a bit before I do that for you all, because that's necessary. And then I'll jump on a few minutes before to make sure the tech stuff's working. Yeah, so that's that, if any of that made sense. Back in the day where I used to do longer form Mindful Mondays and stuff, I used to like have notes and whatnot, so that was very unorganized and kind of just there. But yeah, so hope to see you in about an hour or so. I'm gonna get some food in me and some cough drops in me, apparently. If you hear me cough while we're meditating or something, just hopefully it don't knock you off your square. But anyway, Anyways, okay. I'm gonna get off here. So, you hear this music? I produced this. So, if you like it, good. If you don't, keep your mouth shut. Okay, I'm getting off here. Bye! Oh, here we go with the millennial pause.